Well, a reunion from the Canadian rock band Triumph looks a little bleak, but there's a new documentary coming up. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music. Former Triumph drummer and vocalist Gil Moore talked to Ouch, You're on My Hair, the podcast, and they talked about all things Triumph, including the possibility of, the band getting back together. There's only 3 guys. Can you get 3 guys in the same room? And a brand new documentary for that rock band called Triumph, Lay It on the Line. That's the working title so far. Banger Films is handling the project. Moore told the podcast, Banger Films are really the bomb when it comes to these band documentaries. They just finished ZZ Top, and it hasn't been released yet, so I don't know if I'm letting something out of the bag, but ZZ Top is on the launching pad, and Triumph is right behind ZZ Top. And previously, they did Rush, Tragically Hip. They did the Super Duper Alice Cooper, which everyone's probably seen by now. They also did Iron Maiden. He said the documentary talks a lot about their visit to the US Festival, San Antonio, where the band had a big regional following. Talks about the issues later in our careers, the record label, and all that stuff. All 3 members of the band are slated to take part, as I mentioned. Gil Moore was the vocalist and the drummer. Rick Emmett was the lead guitarist and vocalist. And Mike Levine, the bass player. So far, it's slated for release, they say, probably the fall of 2020. And what about that reunion? Could it possibly happen again? Moore says he's been very, very busy throughout the years with Metalworks, which employs about 100 people. It's this huge recording facility. He adds, I love Triumph. I'm not going to say that we won't play again. It kind of tears up my heartstrings, to be honest with you. I wish I could get 36 hours in a day instead of 24. Keep my drum chops up and do that kind of thing. He also said that Rick Emmett had contacted him not that long ago. Quote, he told me he's going to play through the end of December. Then he's going to kind of wrap it up for the most part in terms of traveling and playing gigs. Moore said Live Nation approached them as far as having a tour or a concert or doing something together as a band again. Actually, Mike Levine met with them and they basically said, get something together. The band was saying, well, we don't really have a touring situation. We haven't rehearsed. And they said, well, get it together. The band got back together in 2016, appearing on Rick Emmett's album, and the trio reunited as Triumph in 2008 for the Sweden Rock Festival and Rocklahoma. When I interviewed Rick Emmett, which would have been, I think, the last time 10 years ago, he was doing jazz. I was programming jazz on the radio. I think I interviewed Rick like 4 or 5 times. And he always said that he was happy walking away from it, but then they got back together after that point. But just a few years ago, he told someone, he says, well, if the carrot was big enough, the 2 other guys would probably get on board. From 1976 to 1993, the band got together in 75. They released 10 studio albums, had their fair share of hits. As far as rock hits, they had 11 top 40 rock hits in that time. A lot of success. I still don't know how Rick Emmett hit those high notes, and he still can do it. Have you heard him lately? Look him up. I, for one, would like to see the band get back together. I think I saw them 3 times in concert. Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music.